Welcome back to Bakes Foods. In this video, I'm going to show you a faster, crispier, and more flavorful way to cook a whole chicken. This method is called the hilariously named Spatchcock Chicken. Now before we get into it, it would help us so much if you like and subscribe down below. Support the channel if you like the content, and keep coming back for more great recipes. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we're gonna start with our whole chicken. I've taken it out of the package, rinsed it off, wiped it down, removed all the neck and giblets, so we've just got our chicken. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna flip it over here, and this is the hardest part of the method. We're gonna wanna cut this spine out. So you can use a knife and just kind of follow down the spine, but that's actually a pretty hard way to do it. I find the best method is to use kitchen shears. And just like so, we're gonna cut on either side of this spine. Just crunch, crunch, crunch. Both sides. And we'll go all the way through. Same thing on this other side. Sorry if you can't see that. All the way through. Now this spine, you don't want to throw this away because this will make for a great soup stock. I'm going to set that aside and boil it down later. So here you have a partially splayed chicken. So we're just going to make a slit through this cartilage with a nice sharp knife. Alright. Once that's cut open, we can kind of just push that aside. See how that just kind of comes up? And you might need to cut a little bit just to free up more. But all we want to do is to free that breastbone. Now, you can take this out. I know a lot of people take it out because you can't eat it, obviously. I like to keep it in there because it does add some flavor, and it helps to keep it moist. So this, now, is ready to lay flat. Now, if you can see, this chicken will cook much more evenly like this, and you've got all this surface area to season directly onto the meat. So this is a really great method for roasting or grilling, and just getting the most flavor out of it. Now, let's go ahead, get this seasoned up. We'll let it sit for at least an hour. So I'm gonna make my own little rub today. You can use your favorite poultry seasoning, but I like to use mostly just salt, pepper, paprika, and some Italian seasoning for color. So we start with about a tablespoon of paprika, and then I'll do about a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. We're gonna do a nice teaspoon of black pepper, and I don't really measure when I cook. Maybe that's a bad thing, but you know, once you get to a point where you're comfortable with it, you can kind of just tell how much is gonna be enough. We're gonna do about a tablespoon of salt. And look at that beautiful color. Once you get that pretty even, go ahead and flip it over and get the other side. Don't forget to get underneath the legs there. So doing this method will shorten your cooking time. When you roast it, you can save about a half an hour on your cooking time. Go ahead and pat that down nicely. As you can see, I'm making a horrible mess. And then the rest of it, we'll just try to flip it back over, get underneath the skin. And here we have a beautifully seasoned spatchcock chicken. We'll do the breast side up. You can tuck the wings if you would like to. The one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put sliced onions underneath there, so all that fat that drips down will fall into those onions, and I'll have some nice roasted, sauteed onions to go with my chicken. All right, guys, now we've had our seasoning rub on here for a little over an hour. Our oven is preheated to 450. We're gonna go ahead and put this in for about 45 minutes. Then I'll check the temperature on that. I've got it on a rack. There's no need to flip it. If you are cooking on the grill, you'll wanna flip it. So make sure you have a good set of tongs, maybe even two, because as it gets closer to done, it will be easy to fall apart. chicken fat in it, nice start of a broth. We're just gonna baste our chicken a little bit. This will kind of help crisp it up too. That fat, rehydrate the skin. You can hear my potatoes boiling. Nice, juicy, crispy chicken. So you may want to do this once or twice, but it's not necessary. Oh yeah. And there it is. It's hot. Okay, so we're gonna check with our instant probe here. Oh yeah, that's well over in the thigh. Look at those onions. I'm gonna go ahead and put half of these onions into my potatoes and mash them up with it. Pour the juice in with my stock, make that gravy, let this chicken rest, and we're gonna dig into it. I've let it rest nicely. We'll just put it onto our cutting board, carve it up. Nice tender breast. Oh yeah. And that cooked way faster. That rub is so simple, but so delicious. Nice, crispy chicken skin, tender meat, so good. Now we've simmered all that down. We're just gonna add about not even half a teaspoon of flour here. We don't need too much. There, so much better. Look at those juices, you guys. Oh yeah. So you can strain out these solids, but I like to keep them in there and use it in the gravy. And there you have it, guys. Here is our spatchcock chicken, gravy from the spine, and potatoes mashed with the onions I sliced and put underneath with all those good chicken juices. There is our butterflied chicken. So of course we've got to try that chicken breast. So tender. Very good. My favorite, all-time favorite piece cut chicken is the thigh. I think that's the best, most juicy. What's your favorite piece? Let me know in the comments section down below. I'm gonna enjoy this chicken. Let me know if this video was helpful to you, if you've ever heard of spatchcock before and where that came from. All of that, like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until the next one, Bakes out.